Hi, I'm Drew's mom, and these are my very basic tips for adulting. Today we're going to talk about kind of an uncomfortable subject, but it's still stuff you should know, and that is all about head lice. Ugh. So I just first want to start with some basic information about head lice. There are a lot of myths that surround them. They are very, very common in the United States. Approximately 6 to 12 million people per year get them. They are spread from person to person contact, so they actually have getting an infestation in your home, on yourselves, in your family, whatever, has very little to do with your cleanliness or your hygiene. The most common people to get it are kids between the ages of 3 to 11, and that is because they pick it up in schools and camps and daycares, and then of course bring it home to you. Lovely, right? Lice are parasites. They are usually grayish white or tan. They can be very difficult to see in people with light hair. Because they eat your blood, they are parasites, they can live for up to a month on your head, approximately 30 days. They are usually kind of annoying and gross, but otherwise they're not really damaging. They don't spread disease in the US anymore, although in the past, there have been problems with typhus and things like that through lice, but that is not a problem anymore. So you really don't have to worry about them except for the inconvenience associated with them. Another thing about lice that is commonly misunderstood is the way that they move. They can't hop or fly. A lot of people don't know that. They can swim though, which I find kind of crazy. They just run around on your head, right? Or run around on inanimate objects as well. If you come in contact with someone who has been exposed, a child, a significant other, a buddy, if that person has been digging around, visiting, staying in your house, sleeping in your bed, whatever, you are likely to get it. So you're going to want to make sure you check every member of your household. This is really because it's passed, as I said, through direct person-to-person contact, as well as shared stuff. So that can be like hats or towels, clothes, pillows, bed sheets, sleeping mats, carpet, furniture, all of that stuff, right? Most people who have it don't really experience very many symptoms. A lot of times they don't realize they have it until it gets really bad. Still, there are a couple of things to look for. Lice themselves are very small, so they can be very difficult to see. However, I have included some links in the comments below that you can click for slideshows and websites that will give you a clue about that and what they look like and what to look for on both you and your kids. But if you just Google it, what do lice look like? A million things will come up. Google is a beautiful thing sometimes. So all you have to do is search, online search. Other symptoms include an itching or tickling head. Sometimes people have trouble sleeping because lice are nocturnal. They are most active at night. And you might even get head sores from unconscious scratching, or your child might, right? So there are a few things to be on the lookout for. The final thing that I want to talk about are the eggs or the nits, which are an important part of understanding lice, head lice, human head lice. Female lice can lay up to 7 to 10 or so eggs per day, and remember they live for a month, so that's a lot of eggs. Those eggs are usually laid close to the scalp and stick to hair shafts, right? The eggs, or nits as they're otherwise called, take 7 to 9 days to hatch, and then about 9 to 12 to become an adult. Treatment is a 3-step process. First, check and treat the humans in the household. That means everybody. There is lice-killing shampoo that you can buy at any pharmacy or grocery store like Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, those sorts of things. The most popular brands are NYX, RID, and Triple X, but there are tons of them. Just make sure that they are labeled as lice-killing treatment, shampoos, whatever. They will come in a little box. Usually one treatment will suffice, but it's interesting to note that human head lice in the US are becoming resistant to the chemicals in these lice-killing shampoos. So they're evolving. Lice are evolving. Sometimes this isn't going to work if you just do it once. So make sure that you check everyone again after treatment 7 to 10 days later. If necessary, do the process all over again. Follow the instructions. That is also essential. Don't rinse the treatment out too soon, and don't mix 2 different products. The little eggs or nits are also quite difficult to remove, and this is especially true for somebody who has long or thick hair. You might have to have help, right? You might have to help your kid, right? There will be a tiny, tiny little comb. The comb itself isn't tiny, but it has like tiny, like, I don't know what those things are called, those little straight things that go down. Use the comb and take your time, right? Be very, very patient, even though it's annoying. Step 2. Step 2 really involves treating your stuff, right? It's really, really, really important. This is very important to wash towels and bedding. That's sheets, pillowcases, blankets, comforters, things like that. You're gonna wanna use hot water, as hot as you can get it, and dry your stuff in a hot dryer. Your stuff might shrink, you know, it's like a lice or small clothes. I don't know, you know, it's a toss-up. You're gonna wanna do this for the clothes that individuals in your household have been wearing for the past, I don't know, 3 to 5 days. Some websites recommend up to 7 days. Hats and scarves are very important if you're somebody who wears cool hats every day, or you have ball caps, multiple that you trade in and out every day, whatever, right? You're gonna wanna make sure that you just wash them all. If there is an item you can't really wash, then put it in a sealed bag. And I mean, it has to be completely sealed because lice are tiny, and if you just wrap it up in a plastic garbage bag and, you know, kind of tie it loosely, that's not gonna work. Try to buy like a Ziploc, you know, is the kind of thing that they're talking about when they say sealed plastic bag. It needs to be sealed, sealable. Anything like a comb or a brush or something that you've used on your head also needs to be soaked in disinfectant. Bleach will discolor it, but you know, you'll kill the lice. Soak for at least 5 to 10 minutes. You might want to do that longer, and then check and make sure that there are no nits on those things. The final step is treat your environment, right? So this means the home itself, your house or your apartment. Vacuum your furniture. That is really, really important because kids and buddies who come over for a beer or whatever lay on your couch, you know, or lay and play video games or whatever they're doing, watching TV. You're going to want to make sure that you vacuum that furniture to remove the lice. Also vacuum your carpets and your hardwood floors if you got them, or your tile, linoleum, hard surface, whatever it is. I would also clean bathrooms, especially those that the infested person or people have used. Good news is you don't have to really use any kind of special chemical or insecticide. You can just use regular disinfectant. Again, anything with bleach is good. I would do step 2 and 3. When you treat your head, try to do everything fairly simultaneously. Like, don't just like wait around a few days in between, because then you can just get reinfested if you've already treated your head. To be safe, There are some experts that recommend cleaning your house again, vacuuming, and using disinfectant 2 or 3 days later, because remember that lice can live outside the human head for 48 hours, and you want to make ssure that everything's gone. All those little critters anyway. That's it. That's all you have to do. Treat the humans, treat your stuff, treat your environment. To prevent reinfestation, of course, try to stay away from people who have lice. But if that's not possible, that should be possible. There's really, as a mom, yet that should be possible. Try to do that. Also, check your head if you have children. Check your kids and your stuff regularly for a couple of weeks. That's it for today. I will see you next time. Bye.